We don't need to be happy by getting, having more money will make you happy for a time. It will, sometimes we do, I'm guilty, right? So I was telling a brother once, let's say I'm asking for Allah for a better job. I was doing the same thing 3-4 years ago when I got this job. I was like, oh, please, 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 please. And then I got the job, right? And now 3-4 years, I'm please, please, please give me another. But I was begging Allah that same time before to get me that job, right? So it's just, you're just not satisfied, right? Or subhanAllah, for instance, like a sheikh was talking once about, people who are, cursing America, all the cursing America. These same people, when they were in their home country, begging Allah for a visa. Oh, please, please give me a visa, And then they come in, then the same, right? A second later they stop. Right? So we have to be happy by this stuff. And by being happy, means changing perspective, also smiling more. Smiling is, it actually, if I smile a lot, the person in front of me will smile a lot. It's actually infectious. Like, people will smile by seeing other people smile. If you're all frowny and grumpy, the person in front of you is going to be like that. Any questions? Any questions? There was another bias I wanted to cover. It's called, I forgot what it's called. Anyway.
Whatever someone else has is better than what you have. The grass is greener type of thing.
Yeah, like the grass is green. Like you're always thinking that things are better with somebody else, but they might actually, that person might be thinking of you as actually, he might be thinking of you have a better situation than him, right? SubhanAllah. And we also need to look at, Allah's blessings on us in different ways. Allah blesses us not just sometimes with money and wealth and all this stuff, but He blesses us. Actually, I think Tamer said this once in the khutbah, maybe once. He said, maybe you're doing something, you make dua for something, and then you don't get that, but Allah prevents something bad from happening to you, which you didn't even know. You could have gotten into a car accident, and Allah prevented it. That's a blessing. That Allah has given to us. So we should be thankful for what Allah has given to us and blessed with all these things that Allah has given to us.
Maybe print some MCMC shirts with a smile.
Yeah.
Keep reminding.
Yeah. So your homework for today, is to go home and smile. Smile to your wife. When I was telling Tin we were about the forgotten Sunnah, I was saying, what are you going to say? Go kiss your wife and tell her I love you. So I'm infamous for that. The Prophet ﷺ used to give his wife a kiss before. But anyway, that's not.
If we do that, our wife will say, the breakfast was good.
Oh yeah. One time, Shaykh Yasser Birjas, he said one time his one of the guys in his community, his wife had gone traveling for some time, and he knew that she was coming back. So he told the brother, hey, why don't you, are you going to get anything for them? He said, I'm not going to get anything. So you have to get them something. Get your kids some candy, get your wife some flowers. He said, I'll get the kids candy, but I'm not giving my wife flowers. It's not me. He said, no, give her some flowers. I can't. So okay, instead of giving to her at the airport, just buy the flowers, put it in your bedroom, okay? So when she comes home, she's like, okay, fine, we'll see. And then he says, the guy comes in a few days later, says, Sheikh, Jazakumullahu khair. He's like, for what? He said, well, I gave the kids the candy as soon as they came from the plane, they loved it, right? And then we went home, and my wife went into the bedroom, she saw the flowers, and the first thing she said was, who told you to do this? He said, no. He said, no, you didn't do this, no, somebody told you to do this. So the Sheikh told me this, like, to tell him Jazakallah khair. So,
I've just a quick point. And I don't know whether this is from the Sunnah, but I've seen many scholars and most of the shuyukhs when they come and address us in public, and when they're giving their khataras, they smile. They don't have smiles. They are very serious and they have very serious postures. Is that from the Sunnah, or is this something that is a general norm and we should smile during our khataras? Is it allowed or something?
I don't know the 100% answer to that question, but I do know that the Prophet, there is hadith where the Prophet said, when he was on the minbar on Jama'ah, his eyes used to, turn red. He used to like grasp the member that, so he was very serious. So I do know that he did used to do that on the member. Whether you have to do that, I don't know the answer to that question. But he did used to be serious. But I mean, in general, his life was like that. And subhanAllah, we can be like that. We can be serious at times and be playful. Like, we don't think, actually, subhanAllah, I mean, you might not know this, but, Abu Bakr had an anger management problem. Radiallahu anhu. Abu Bakr used to have a hot temper. I mean, we don't think of that.
Even Sayyidina Umar.
Huh?
Yes,
No, Hazrat Abu Bakr, Abu Bakr we know is like the most, the best out of all the Muslims, other than the Prophet ﷺ, is Abu Bakr. And he used to be very gentle, like when the Prophet, he used to be the most gentle. He used to cry the most in his salah. And Aisha, she said like, maybe I should lead the prayer because my father will cry too much and his heart is too gentle. He used to have an anger problem. He really used to have an anger problem. Like one time Omar was arguing with him and Abu Bakr got really angry at him and he just ran to the Prophet ﷺ. And he started, and Abu Bakr Omar started running because he knows like if Abu Bakr is going to complain to the Prophet ﷺ, then he would have a problem. But Abu Bakr, radiallahu anhu, he had an anger problem. One time he got into a fight with one of the mushrikeen. He said something really harsh to him. But subhanAllah, you can combine things with what you, like the Prophet ﷺ, you can on the minbar be very serious, but at the same time be the person who smiles the most out of the whole world, right? Umar radiallahu anhu can be very serious when it comes to affairs, but when he goes home, he's playful and laughing with his kids and he's gentle and he's all that stuff. And that's why, like, a person came, you know the story, the person came to complain to the Umar radiallahu anhu, he was Khalifa, when Umar was Khalifa, he came to complain about his family. And then he goes and he sees that, Umar's wife is going like this and he's playing with his kids and he's laughing. He said, I didn't understand. They said, outside I'm one way, but inside the house I'm very playful with my kids and I'm happy and I'm joyful. And so we can combine these. We don't have to be one type of personality all the time, We can combine these things, but in general we should be happy. In general we should smile. In general we should do, this is part of the Sunnah, right? That we don't talk about that much, smiling. When we meet our brothers, we don't say Salaam Alaikum. That's a problem, The Prophet ﷺ said that, of the signs of the Day of Judgment is we don't say Salam to the people we don't know. We only say Salam to the people we know. So we're saying Salam to people, being nice, all this stuff, smiling to your wife, telling her the biryani tastes amazing, giving her a hug, telling her I love you. All this stuff is very important that we don't talk about. SubhanAllah, brothers asking how is how do you keep good relations with your wife? And I read a book once that said hug your wife 4 times a day and tell her I love you. It's simple as that. You get up in the morning, you hug your wife, tell her I love you. Before you leave the house, hug your wife, tell her I love you. You get home from work, hug your wife, tell her I love you. Before you go to bed, hug your wife, tell her I love you. Right? Sometimes I do 3, sometimes 2, sometimes 1. But in general, if every day you hug your wife, you tell her I love you, she's going to be very happy with you. Tanvir's like, oh. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد ان لا اله الا انت نستغفرك ونتوب اليك بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والعصر ان الانسان لفي خسر الذين امنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر. السلام عليكم. Oh, breakfast. We're having breakfast. What's for breakfast?
I don't know what the but
we're having breakfast. Inshallah, please join us.
With a smile.
With a smile.